What's up, everybody? I'm Stan.
I'm Joe.
And welcome to MES Tech, the hot mess of tech shows on the internet. Mac unfortunately can't be with us today, but we're going to have something special for you guys. We haven't really done this a lot in the past, but this is going to be the first unboxing that we've really had on the MES Tech channel. So Joe picked this up because we have had a podcast in the past. Both Mac, myself, Joe, and another one of our friends, Keegan, have had a podcast called the Forever Under Construction Podcast, which I'm linking up down in the description. And we've done a few different episodes regarding a variety of different topics, but this is really going to kind of take the production game and move it from Joe's hands into a lot more streamlined environment before he really gets his mitts on it.
That's right. Time savings. Big deal.
Time savings are a big deal. So in the spirit of these things, because Joe is really the audiophile amongst us, I'm going to let him take the lead on this, and let's get started with the unboxing.
All right, so let's check it out. Rodecaster Pro. I've been very excited for this piece of equipment to come out because I'm always looking for ways to streamline our audio production setup, and shrinking the podcast equipment down from an interface, an external headphone amp, all that kind of stuff, down to one unit where we can control everything and have a few extra features and hopefully cut down production time is a big deal. So let's check it out. So right off the bat, Rode does something a little bit different that I haven't seen before. Obviously they want you to get the latest version. They thought it was important there. And then another one we've got, which gives you a couple of different setups here, like a quick start guide for different pieces of equipment, hooking up mics, hooking up your phone, putting in the micro SD card, all that kind of stuff. And then another illustrated key feature set card, which this is something a little bit different. I haven't seen anybody else really do this kind of a thing of that magnitude. Usually you get small manual, something like that. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with those, but we'll keep them around because, you know, we've got to keep the stuff. Packaging wise, this is pretty nice. You got this nice heavy duty foam that they've got it sealed in. Take off that level, and we have the actual unit, nicely wrapped in plastic. Let's pop it open. So right off the get-go, it's a little bit bigger than what I was expecting it to be. It's not overly large. It's a little bit smaller than one of the, if you've ever seen the Mackie mixer, the DAW interfaces, it's actually a little bit smaller than the base one of those. Couple things here. Our build quality feels really nice. It's got a metal, the top part is metal, the underside is all plastic. You got some rubber skid pads there. A lot of really cool stuff on here that I can't wait to dig into, which we will do later in another video. Get into the actual features and do some testing and all that kind of stuff. So then we have our unit. We also have our ever-important power cable. And another box, which is, I'm sure, going to contain things like USB-C cable, the power supply, or at least the other half of the power supply, and a couple of cards that you can use, that you can actually use a dry erase marker to map out your touchpads so you know what you're doing. So we'll keep that. That's a great little thing, nice touch. I really like it. So let's see.
So, Joe, what are the other additional features that kind of come along with the Rodecaster Pro that really, you know, brought it to your attention and then, you know, made you want to purchase it?
So, top level stuff for me on this unit was the, I like having actual faders for this is really cool. The big thing was the portability as far as how you can record. So you have a couple different options. It actually has a micro SD card you can put in that way. You have to get one. Does not include it, but you can record onto the micro SD, which means that you don't have to carry around a laptop with you when you want to record. As you know, having an interface and a laptop and all the other external stuff, it's all right there. Another big thing, because we record usually with 4 guys for the podcast, was having 4 headphone jacks with all individual levels and stuff on the front, so you can control everybody's mix The touchpads is also a really nice feature on this. You can program jingles or sound effects or anything you want onto those and just do it on the fly, which, you know, cutting down post-production time for me, going through and, you know, adding in all the songs and all, you know, all the music and everything like that it's pretty time consuming. So in addition to the Aphex onboard, all the plugins that it comes with for compression, de-essing, and all that kind of stuff, again, which we'll get into later on. I'm really hoping that this is gonna. There's no way that this can't cut down my production time by like in half at least.
One of the interesting things that I'm thinking about is that if you set up one of these, you could actually cue it from your computer, and if say that you record a previous interview with somebody at a different time, maybe it's not convenient for them to get there, you could actually load that entire interview onto one of those sound pads and inject it into the middle of your podcast if that's something that you wanted to do.
Yeah, you can also plug in your phone, and it has its own it has its own dedicated channel. So if you were doing a phone call with somebody to get on the air or anything like that, you could do that. It also has a channel specifically for hooking up a Bluetooth device. So again, you could hook up your phone via Bluetooth instead of 1/8" jack.
Or your computer directly, so that way you can utilize things like Skype or Google Hangouts or something along those lines.
Yeah, you can. So it does interface directly with the computer as well. So you're supposed to be able to just run right into your DAW and use this as an interface. And I'm curious to see how that goes and whether or not they made any kind of functionality to actually use the mixing the sliders as a to control your DAW, which would be really a nice touch. Yeah. But I don't know that that's the fact yet.
Overall, it looks like a really impressive piece of equipment, and I'm really excited to see how this thing operates. Probably not nearly as excited as Joe is about what's really in store for the podcast's production and how it's going to perform compared to other different solutions that we've had in the past.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to kind of cut this one out. We've taken our way through the unboxing. You guys have had a look at it. We're going to scroll some B-roll over the back end of this so that way you can get a little bit more up-close look, maybe some stylish shots. But the real proof is going to be in the pudding, and we'll probably do an entire video just on the feature sets, how the recording quality goes, what the impact of these settings are on the actual recordings themselves, and how you guys can really benefit. But that's something for a different time. So, as always, if you guys like what you see, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe down below to get more tech-based content. If you really like unboxing-style videos and these new pieces of equipment, hit us up in the comments down below. Let us know what we can do better, what we can improve on, what you want to see in the future, so that way we can bring you the tech content that you really want. But, as always, we'll see you next time. So, if it seems like we've done this before, I think that's because we have.